The Ukrainian Armed Forces carried out a precise strike on the location of the 83rd Separate Airborne Assault Brigade of the Russian Federation. As a result of the attack, dugouts with ammunition caught fire and were destroyed. Footage of the aftermath of the attack were published on the evening of August the 26th by the Russian Z channel ZAVDV associated with the Russian army. The only survivor was a Russian occupier who filmed a video from the scene. The footage shows massive destruction and fires. This is all that is left of our camp. The ammo is exploding. It burned down completely. People died. It is impossible to get to our dugout. There, where it is burning, these are our dugouts. But it is impossible to get there. The grenades are exploding. I tried to put it out, but it was useless. This is how it all looks, the Russian soldier said off camera. The source did not specify exactly where and when the strike occurred. The 83rd Brigade is stationed in Ussurisk and has been actively involved in the full-scale war against Ukraine since the first days. The unit suffered significant losses even in the first months of the invasion. Thus, at the end of March 2022, the deputy commander of the brigade, Lieutenant Colonel Vitaly Slabtsov, was liquidated. A few days later, on March the 30th, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported that a farewell ceremony was held at the unit's permanent deployment point for approximately 200 dead servicemen. In October of the same year, another deputy commander, Lieutenant Colonel Oleg Tashmatov, who was liquidated during military operations on the territory of Ukraine, was buried in Ryazan. Almost 4 years later, the 83rd Brigade continues to suffer heavy losses at the front. Recall, the main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine reported a high-profile scandal in the Russian troops. In the 83rd Airborne Assault Brigade, officers massively simulated injuries to receive payments and awards. The amount of appropriated funds exceeded 200 million rubles. This was reported by the HUR. A new corruption scandal has erupted in the ranks of the Russian army. According to the GUR of Ukraine, a large-scale fraud scheme was discovered in the 83rd Separate Guards Airborne Assault Brigade. Servicemen deliberately staged injuries to arrange payments and benefits for themselves. According to documents, more than 30 servicemen of this unit were allegedly injured at the front and underwent treatment in hospitals. In fact, they remained in service, receiving salaries, allowances and compensation while avoiding being sent to the front line. In the Lyman direction, Russians press forward and are rapidly burning through their forces, attacking Ukrainians from all sides. Holding an active defense, the Ukrainian 3rd Army Corps is hitting back hard, denying the Russians new territory and taking advantage of their most exposed positions to make new significant territorial gains of their own, according to Euromaidan Press media outlet. It is noted that Russian forces continue to push towards Torsk from all sides, but Ukrainian defenders from the 63rd and 60th Mechanized Brigades are defending proactively. They are preventing the enemy from consolidating or entrenching inside the settlement by targeting Russians during their deployment to the front line. In the nearby Serebryansky forest, Russian troops have pushed deeper through its natural cover to move into Torsk by maintaining as small a profile as possible and crawling past Ukrainian positions at night. However, the Russians failed to stay undetected throughout the day. The infiltrators tried to seek cover in the trees but were followed by the armored vehicle and eliminated with another series of devastating shots. Euromaidan Press says, In another engagement involving rarely seen armored vehicles, Ukrainian FPV drone operators destroyed 2 Russian BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicles near Terny, trying to deploy assault groups to attack Torsk from the north. Both vehicles became immobilized after hitting mines, and their surviving crew members and dismounted infantry were subsequently eliminated. The loss of both BMPs and their crews halted any momentum the Russians hoped to build in that direction. It underscores the effectiveness of Ukrainian drone warfare in neutralizing even heavily armored targets before they can influence the battle. While Torsk holds some tactical value, the Ukrainian command has made it clear they will not sacrifice their men to defend it at all costs. A mobile and active defense posture is essential, prioritizing the lives of soldiers and maintaining the combat capabilities of brigades over clinging to a single defense line. Along the Russian bridgehead across the Zerabets River, the situation is very different. The Russians are overextended, and their most vulnerable positions are constantly under heavy Ukrainian fire without Russian artillery being able to respond without exposing itself on the bank. Euromaidan Press reports Russian soldiers have to move 15 kilometers on foot at a crawling pace to avoid immediate detection by Ukrainian drones, making any reinforcement attempts costly, slow, and any rapid response impossible. Due to this, Ukrainians were able to conduct a counter-attack and exploit the enemy's weaknesses. Fighters from various brigades within the 3rd Army Corps recently recaptured Rydkadub, striking precisely where Russian forces were most exposed. Rydkadub is now fully cleared of Russian presence, given the logistical difficulties for Russian forces needing to move artillery, drones, and infantry across the river while avoiding constant Ukrainian surveillance. The enemy advance here has to start from scratch. Ukrainian forces in the Lyman sector are solving their issues by not only conducting active defense and efficiently absorbing Russian attacks, but also reclaiming ground whenever opportunities are created.